I love any films that deal with swapping bodies or, changing identities. And obviously the films that kind of come to mind there are Freaky Friday, the original, and the remake from 2005, I think, 2003. It's been a while. It's a boy-girl thing is slightly different because this isn't swapping with somebody, a loved one, like a parent and child. This is swapping with somebody of the opposite sex. Now, it's not the first time that this has been done, but I do think that it's one of my favourite versions. So this centres around our two protagonists, Nell and Woody. They are polar opposites. Nell is, reserved and geeky. Woody is loud and brash and mostly just cares about football. And, one thing leads to another, and they wake up one morning and they are in each other's bodies. And a lot of it is basically about seeing the world through the opposite sex's eyes. And I think it does that quite well. Obviously, some people are going to argue that it's, not every boy will have the world treating him like that, and not every girl will have the world treating him like that, her like that. But, they're quite stereotypical in some ways, but that's the point of the film. It's to show how, well, as I perceive it, is to show how maybe men treat, stereotypical men. I have to, point that out. Not every man is like this. But what it's like for women to be objectified, and also what it's like to be a jock and not that intelligent, and, some of the pitfalls that come with that. So it's about swapping identities and genders, and I think it does it very, very well. Quite often, and this is something that I loved, quite often I forgot that they were not actually the opposite person, by which I mean Samaire Armstrong plays Nell and Kevin Zegers plays Woody, and quite often I forgot that they hadn't also swapped bodies, and they do very well at playing and portraying each other's characters. That's something I really enjoy. The narrative is quite interesting. It's not perfect. There were a few times when I thought it was maybe a little bit slow, dragging a little bit, but for the most part, I really thoroughly enjoyed it. Sharon Osbourne is in it, just worth pointing that out. Really well cast. I think everybody fitted their roles well, very well acted. The pacing's really good. Obviously, this is ultimately less about the development of the narrative and more about the development of the characters. And absolutely, the characters go through some pretty great development. We get a lot of emotion in it. I'd say it's, the behaviours are quite predictable in what one would expect, but it's still really fun. I enjoyed it a lot. If you like this, it's worth checking out. Released in 2006, directed by Nick Hurran, written by Geoff Deane and Stephen Hamilton Shaw. If it sounds like your kind of film, if you like Freaky Friday or, 13 going on 30 maybe, I think it's going to be your kind of film, and definitely one that you're going to want to check out.